All right, here we go, guys. The competition committee recommended that a reception will constitute 1, control, 2, 2 feet or another body part, or 3, a football move. So break this down a little bit for us, CC. Take us through what this means moving forward now.
What it means actually is that now you're going to have to start looking for different things. So now if, say, for instance, if a receiver is potentially falling to the ground, he's going across the middle, they throw him the football. He has the ball in his hand. He has possession of the ball. He takes 1 or 2 steps. Now he's getting ready to go to the ground. The referees and fans are going to have to determine, did he take a 3rd step before he hit the ground? Because you don't have to survive the ground now, but now do you have something that is common to the game? Or another step. So those are things that we're going to have to watch. They did a very good job, Al and the rest of the committee, as far as getting the verbiage very, very simple, because that was one of the complications in trying to adjust this rule. How do we adjust the language? Do we put a 3rd step in there? So through a process of elimination, what was the easiest way to be able to describe it? As a move, a 3rd step, something that's common to the game. Those things I'm in favor for, because I think that fans, we have to give them time to adjust to this. But I believe that they got it right in trying to simplify and allowing the players not to have to survive the ground.
And I hope fans quickly adjust to this, because the league is doing this for the fans. You were in those meetings. This is much more popular, this rule change, amongst fans. It is much less hotly debated amongst fans whether or not they should change the rule. Fans are nearly unanimous. Yeah, of course, change the catch rule. Then amongst the players and the people in that room. You guys had as you described, a very, I don't want to say contentious, but a contested discussion about how you should do this.
Bill Cowher has no back down in him. Much respect, Bill.
Yeah, so Bill and CC were on different sides of this equation. But listen, you are one of the world's foremost experts on this, not just because of your career catching the football, but because you've been in these meetings. And you and I have talked off the air about potential side effects of this. So I want to ask you a few questions. One is that I know you were concerned about. Are we going to have a lot more fumbles?
Yes.
Because I want to explain to the audience, and then you can expand on it. If I'm running across the middle and I catch the ball and I'm going to the ground, and I get my 2 steps, and maybe even I get a knee, but no one touches me.
No one touches me.
And then I hit the ground.
That's going to be the common call.
The no one touches me, and I hit the ground, and that ball pops loose.
Let's not forget what we've learned all our life. The ground can't cause a fumble.
Right. But in this instance, so I'm running across the middle. No one touches me. Couple steps. I know you hate when I mimic football, but I'm going to do my best here. Yeah. No one touches me.
Jenna hit you.
I fall to the ground, and when I hit the ground, the ball pops loose. That's been an incompletion. Now, that's a fumble?
It's a catch and a fumble. So, yes, a live ball.
Okay.
And one of the reasons you were not necessarily in favor of this was not just because of more fumbles, but because of what you saw on film about what happens during a fumble scrum?
Right. People don't realize, like, all the inadvertent whistles and all the sometimes stoppage in play. Sometimes players are still playing. Defensive players have been taught. They practice this all the time. Anytime the ball hits the ground, pick the ball up and run it the other way. Make the referee make the decision. So we're going to have some confusion on some of these plays, especially early, because the defenders will continue playing through the play. When we decide to change the catch rule, you have to understand and you have to have a greater appetite for fumbles being involved. Now, what I'm worried about is players getting hit. Will some players stop playing because they thought they heard a whistle? And other players that continue to play and someone gets hurt because they don't know, because now we're in a time that they're not used to.
Just real quick, I want to explain one other thing to the audience. We have spent a ton of time talking about the Jesse James play. The Jesse James play, you don't have to worry about the fumble because he crosses the goal line. So then the world stops. Like, it has control. He takes the 2 steps, knee hits, cross the goal line. That's not a fumble. But if that happens at the 5-yard line, and if instead of repossessing it when the ball comes loose, it squirts loose, that can be New England ball if they pick it up. I know that was one of your concerns. Go ahead, Jenna. Another one of your concerns was we have done a lot of things to make the game easier for offenses, right? And that is that, do you think this is a further step in that direction?
Of course it is. It's easier to catch the ball. And now with the technology, with the gloves, Like, this is not someone who played in the 80s, 90s, and 2000 hating on where the game is. This is just obvious. Like, the gloves make it easier to catch the ball. We have thrived throwing the ball. I did a chart with my man Dusty and presented it to them. It blew their mind. They couldn't believe how successful we were throwing the football.
More successful now than ever.
More than ever. So I'm saying, wow, you're getting ready to change something that NFL players, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, they don't have no problem catching the ball. So to me, I understand the clarity in the bad plays, but also it's a rule that guys have thrived playing under those rules.
Does this make the game better? I think for the casual fan, it all gets a little complicated with all the minutia and the details of what is and isn't a catch. So the bottom line is this what the NFL wanted, just to make the game better, easier to watch, more fun to watch?
They want to simplify it for the fan so they can enjoy. And so on Monday, we don't have those 3 to 5.
Right.
Yes.
And is this going to do it?
No. No, it's not going to do it because they're going to find some other way to complain about other things. Like, this will help simplify it, but just watch the complications. Just wait till the season starts.
The side effects.
Yes.
All right.
I think the Monday conversation was a huge part of it, that they didn't like the fact that there would be these great games on Sunday, and on Monday we'd be calling Mike Pereira and say, is this or is this not a catch? But Cece's point on fans might find a new thing to nitpick, that's probably a safe bet.
That's what we do. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.